Social medias like TikTok and Instagram have heavily affected many people's lives. There have been lots of studies showing how social media affects your mental health. The rapid growth of social media has promoted many artists to join the platforms in hopes of getting their art to a broader audience. In 2020, a study was conducted by bachelor students Jusu Katola and Samu Vilpula, in which they interviewed 120 respondents to get the effects that social media has had on them. Each of these 120 people were artists using social media. Social media has changed creativity by providing many artists with easy access to inspiration, collaboration, and access to a broader audience, while also presenting its challenges like trends, perfectionism, and creative burnout. Today, I'll be discussing both the positives and the negatives of creativity. And social media's effects on artists to help understand yet another way social media affects our minds. Even if we're not artists, creativity is very important. And when I refer to artists, I'm talking about everybody from painters and sculptors to songwriters and choreographers. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the positives. When an artist experiences a creative slump, they may find a creative inspiration from social media like TikTok or Pinterest. A creative slump happens when an artist may feel blocked, unable to produce a new idea, or uninspired. Social media creates exposure to other artists, cultures, and mediums that they can now access and incorporate into their own art and projects. Social media is a common ground for many artists and allows them to do collaborative work and experiment with new mediums. Artists are now able to connect with like-minded people, and they can now create projects together. This helps with experimentation of other mediums because these platforms popularize different forms of arts. Art including short films, short form videos, digital art, dance rehearsals, and even transitional editing. Lastly, and probably the biggest positive effect that social media has, is the access to reach a more broader audience. It allows artists to reach a global audience, allowing them to highlight their artwork more efficiently. For artists, social media has become an opportunist environment. It allows them to now get compensated for their work on social medias, including Instagram and my personal favorite, YouTube. The negatives, however, because this has to come with its negative feats. Have you ever been scrolling on any kind of social medias and noticed the same video or the same kind of art over and over and over and over? These are called trends, an algorithm that plays a key role in gaining interaction on social medias for people to see their work more. Once something is created well, though, it means it receives a lot of engagement and it quickly becomes popular because others seek the same engagement. Now, your creative work is so normalized that it's no longer even creative because everyone is doing it. Trends often make artists conform to what is popular because the engagement is something that will help them with their own personal gain. Another negative effect of social media is perfectionism. Many times artists only post the finished products of their work and they kind of skip out on the entire creative process. This leaves new artists believing that their art just has to look like that. And it quickly deters them from even wanting to try. This easily limits the creative process and leads to a lot of burnout. Being on social media for prolonged periods of time makes art really difficult, and it makes artists create art that they don't even really enjoy and just doing to stay relevant and stay on social media. In the survey, the 2 bachelor students asked 120 respondents or artists the question: to what extent do you find social media to what extent do you find social media's promotion influential? 70.6% of everybody that responded either said very influential or somewhat influential. This shows how broad the reach is for social media and why artists feel the need for their content to be so good on social media. Anyways, in conclusion, social media can affect both positive and negative ways. Can affect creativity in both positive and negative ways. It allows people to create new things, step out of their comfort zone, and connect and create with other people. It also allows people to reach a much broader audience and be compensated for their work. But at the same time, it does make people feel pressure to perform at a certain level. And trends and idolizing your work find a way to get to people, and they end up burning out quite easily. So as long as the creator can find a way to balance engagement and authenticity, they can reap all of the benefits of social media's creative side. Thank you.